Okay, this section is called inviting the prospects. You've got to be able to invite people to see your opportunity. Now, a couple things that you want to do is you want to invite them to several places. Now, one place that you want to invite them to is a 3-minute message. I actually set up a voicemail and did a 3-minute message. I set it up either myself or I had my upline record a 3-minute message. Now, it's so important that you do that because a lot of people don't have hours and hours sometimes to come to an opportunity. But if you tease them with a 3-minute message, they can get excited about that. They can get enough information so they can make an intelligent decision. Yes, I want to come to that opportunity. So record a 3-minute message. Another thing you can invite them to is your opportunity presentations. If you have a live opportunity presentation somewhere, that's a place that you want to invite them to. Another thing you can invite them to are webinars. If you do webinars or if you have conference calls, those are very important. You should have conference calls scheduled throughout your week or throughout the month with your mentor or with your sponsor in the business. I used to do private conference calls. And let me tell you about this. A lot of people don't do this, but private conference calls are so important. Let's say you bring someone into the business or you're doing the business and you go to your mentor and ask them, can you do a private conference call for me? And they say, sure, I can do a private conference call. And then you call 3 or 4 of your friends and say, listen, my mentor, he's done this and that, and you edify your mentor. And then you say, he's willing to do a 3-minute presentation for me on a conference call. It's gonna take about 3 to 5 minutes, maybe 10 at the most. If you can be on it, I can invite you on there. He only wanted me to invite 3 or 4 people. If you're willing to be there, he can actually tell you all about this program where you can make some additional money. And then you get those 3 or 4 people on a private conference call. I love doing private conference calls, and you should too. Another thing you can invite people to are big events. If you have a major event in your area, I would definitely invite them to those. Or if you have, let's say, trainings. Trainings are good to invite people to as well because people can see a little bit more about the business. But you want to start with, of course, a 3-minute message or a conference call or webinar or something like that that will give them the teaser into the business. Now, the next thing I want to do is give you a little bit of a basic outline of a script. So what you can say to invite those people. So whenever I invited people to a meeting or an event, the first thing I would do is a thing called an opener. Openers are so important. Openers mean that you find out if they're open to an opportunity. Now, open means like this. Hey, let me ask you a question. Are you open to additional ways of making money? If they say yes, then you would invite them to something. Or you can say, do you keep your options open to additional ways of making money? If they say no, guess what? You don't invite them. If they say yes, you do invite them. See, openers are very, very good. Not are you interested. You want to make sure you have that key. You don't ask interested questions, you ask open questions. So are you open to additional ways of making money, or do you ever consider? That's another good one. Do you ever consider having a business for yourself? Have you ever considered opening a business for yourself, working from home? Oh yeah, I've considered that. And then you ask that question. Very, very, very key. Now, what I'm gonna do is go through a little script with you of how to invite someone to a meeting. So let's say you call someone up and you say, ring, 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 hello, may I speak to John? Yeah, hi John, this is Steven. How's it going, man? I'm doing great. And then you do a little small talk. Then you say, hey, what are you doing tomorrow at 7 p.m. for about an hour? See, I like to ask that question up front because one, they don't know what to say yes or no to. That's the first thing. So if you ask them, what are you doing tomorrow at 7 o'clock? And they say nothing, why? Say, listen, I have a private presentation tomorrow at 7 p.m. in Lake Forest. It's not open to the public. It's by invitation only. And then you can edify your mentor and tell a story about a mentor, about who's gonna be there and what they're gonna see. And then you can say, if you'd like to come, you can be my guest. Would you like to come? And a lot of the time they'll say, well, yeah, I'd like to come by and check it out. That's the first basic way to invite. I'm giving you the basics first. So you can ask up front, what are they doing? If they say nothing, then you invite them to the event. Another thing you can do is say, hey, what are you doing tomorrow night at 7 p.m.? I'm not doing anything, why do you ask? You say, the reason why I'm asking is I wanted to come pick you up tomorrow because there's a way for us to make a bunch of money and I wanted to give you the information. And they'll say, well, really, what is it all about? You know, I have a 3-minute message that can give you the basics of the information. And then if you like what you hear, we can go tomorrow. And as a matter of fact, I'll even buy you dinner after we're done. And if they say yes to that, then you have a person that's willing to come. Those are 2 basic scripts that can help you get more people to come to take a look at your opportunity.